Have you ever pondered the intricacies of how India's Prime Minister is elected? It's a process steeped in democratic principles, full of twists and turns. So, buckle up and let's unravel this together. The journey begins with the general elections. These are national-level elections held every 5 years, where citizens above the age of 18 cast their votes to elect members of parliament, or MPs, to the Lok Sabha, which is the lower house of the Parliament of India. Now, there are two types of constituencies in India: the general constituencies and the reserved constituencies. The general constituencies are open to candidates from all backgrounds, while the reserved constituencies are dedicated to candidates from the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. The candidates representing various political parties, or even those standing as independents, contest these elections. The candidate who secures the highest number of votes from each constituency is declared the winner and becomes the MP of that constituency. Once all the MPs are elected, they represent the collective voice of the nation. But how does the Prime Minister emerge from this crowd? Here's where the role of political parties comes into play. The party or coalition of parties that secures a majority of seats in the Lok Sabha, which is at least 272 out of the total 543, stakes claim to form the government. The leader of this majority party or coalition is proposed to be the Prime Minister. This proposal is then presented to the President of India, who plays a largely ceremonial role in the process. The President, based on the proposal and the evidence of majority support, appoints the leader of the majority party or coalition as the Prime Minister. The newly appointed Prime Minister then takes the oath of office administered by the President. This is where they swear to bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India and to uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India. Once the Prime Minister is sworn in, they recommend the names of members to form the Council of Ministers. These recommendations are accepted by the President, and thus the central government is formed. To sum it up, the process of electing India's Prime Minister starts with the general elections, where MPs are elected. The leader of the party or coalition with the majority in the Lok Sabha is then proposed as the Prime Minister. This proposal is presented to the President, who appoints the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister then takes the oath of office and recommends the Council of Ministers, completing the process. So, the next time you cast your vote in the general elections, remember, your vote doesn't just elect an MP, but it plays a crucial part in the grand democratic process of electing India's Prime Minister. Isn't that something to marvel at?